Hey guys, it's Big Ben again, and this is a video about the 6F35 transmission. It's something I haven't made content on in a while. If you're new here, welcome. I was a Ford transmission tech for 11 years. Now I work in a small shop, and I also make videos on how to fix your transmission problems. So I had a comment recently that kind of got me thinking, and this commenter was saying that they didn't realize there's so many different problems with their 6F35. And if you're not familiar with that terminology, 6F35, that's the transmission that's found in the 2013 through 2018 Ford Fusion, Ford Escape, Transit Connect, 4-cylinder Explorers. They put them in a lot of cars. And there's been a lot of complaints from people about them, and there's been proposals of lawsuits and stuff like that. But I want to touch base on the issues real quick again, and I want to explain how they can all be easily rectified with one thing. One simple thing that you can do at home. Now don't worry if you've already gone past that and you've already got major problems with yours. I've got tons of videos on how to fix it and rebuild it or do anything you need to do, and I'll put them down in the description below. Anyway, so Ford recommends changing the fluid in these transmissions something crazy like every 150,000 miles. And this particular transmission, regardless of what car it's in, Fusion, whatever, for whatever reason, the fluid breaks down hard and fast, gets black and grimy and dark really quickly. After like 30 to 50,000 miles, it starts getting pretty nasty. And the number one issue with these transmissions is after you don't service it for 120,000 miles or so, a lot of them will start losing engagement occasionally on a long trip or after you drive it a while, and you'll start getting a whining noise or a grinding type noise and it won't move. That's your pump failing. What happens is the filter plugs up from all the nasty, grimy fluid, and the fluid doesn't get up into the pump, and so the pump gets starved and makes noise and can't, of course, since you don't have fluid pressure, you don't have transmission engagement. And then without the fluid pressure, you start slipping clutches and causing other damage. So that's number one issue there. The number two issue that you probably have is delayed engagement into third gear. Just, kind of a pause and then like maybe a little jump, and also into reverse and fifth gear. That is shift solenoid B sticking. The grimy fluid gums up shift solenoid B and causes it to stick. Now, if after replacing shift solenoid B, you still have kind of a jump going into third gear, that could be related to wear and tear on the direct drum. Whenever I go in and replace the direct drum and rebuild the direct clutch, that takes care of that jump. I'm going to get to the fix here in just a second, but there's a lot of common issues, and they're all fluid related. The harsh engagement into drive, harsh engagement into reverse, and I'm talking wham like that, or a hard wham going into fourth gear from fifth when you're slowing down. That's all to do with the center support and those two pistons on them. The center support houses the forward clutch and lower reverse clutch, and the grimy, nasty fluid gets in there, eats into the seals, and the seals start rubbing up against the center support with the metallic fluid on it, and then the seals start to leak. So they don't hold line pressure as well anymore, and so it's leaking, and then it applies more line pressure to engage the piston, and that causes the wham like that. And another thing that the nasty fluid causes is it gets all up inside the torque converter clutch, and a lot of them get it where you're on 35 to 40 miles an hour, maybe 50 miles an hour, and your engine RPM will just kind of flutter up and down, flutter up and down, flutter up and down. It'll just kind of feel like a hesitation. Again, that's another casualty of this nasty fluid. It just gets in there and just wears out the torque converter clutch. And that covers the majority of the problems now. I mean, there's a lot of solenoids, I believe 8 or 9 of them on this transmission. I don't remember right off, but and they can all start to get a little bit laggy and wore out from the grimy fluid and stick a little bit. So it's possible you can get some other just random firm shifts and stuff like that. Every single problem I've listed here, if you haven't picked up on it, is fluid related, and that is the killer of these transmissions here. So if you have one of these transmissions and they're not acting up and you're not having any real problems right now, I would change the fluid. I have a video on how to do that. I'll link it below in the description. You'll probably need to click see more to blow up and see the whole description, because I'll have a few different things for you to click on if you're interested. Anyway, yeah, I would drain and fill the transmission 3 times, or you can have a shop flush it with a BG machine, for example, if you'd like. So basically my video on how to fix that RPM oscillation I was talking about, which is the torque converter clutch, that's what I would recommend following for your service. That involves putting a cleaner in there, driving it, draining and filling it 3 times on your own, and you can do that in your driveway. You don't need to hook a machine up to it and flush it or anything. And then afterwards you put the fluid conditioner and friction modifier in. Now, even if your torque converter clutch is not shuttering, I would still recommend putting the conditioner and friction modifier in, especially if it's been over 80,000 miles since it's serviced. Because once you get that slick new fluid in there and it starts working into the torque converter clutch, that's when you can start noticing some of the damage that the worn fluid has caused. And either way, it doesn't hurt to have that in there. And if I owned a car with a 6F35 in it, to be honest with you, every other oil change, I would just take that 11 millimeter drain plug out, let it drain out its 4 quarts, and through the vent on top, you just add 4 more in. You don't even have to really check the fluid level if you don't want, but I'll have a video below on how to check the fluid level. It's literally that simple. Like every 2 or 3 oil changes, you can just drain the 4 quarts out and put 4 more in, and that way, you know, your fluid will stay clean all the time, and your transmission will last a good long time. I would say these transmissions are good for 200,000 miles if properly maintained. That truly is the key on these. Don't listen to Ford's outrageous 150,000 mile recommendations for their service intervals. That's not how you get a long life out of these transmissions. And if you put your converter friction modifier in there, the lube guard shutter fix, to fix your torque converter shutter, and you're worried that if you constantly change the fluid that it's going to dilute that friction modifier out, what I would say to that is, since your fluid's always going to be clean, then if you start to get the shutter again, just dump a tube of the friction modifier in, and that'll replenish the additive. And the reason I specified that the fluid would be clean is that that's necessary to work with the lube guard shutter fix in order to get rid of the converter shutter. You can't use it with the dirty old fluid and expect it to last more than a week or 2. It'll start shuttering again. And I know from experience, one of my customers didn't want to service the fluid. They just wanted to dump the shutter fix in. And I mean, it did get rid of the shutter for about a week, and then it came back. Anyway, guys, I hope this video helps. Like I said, I was a Ford transmission tech for 11 years. I want to use my experience to help you guys out. Some of these cars are really good, and if you just follow some simple tips and tricks, you can get a good long life out of them. And like I said, on these, you just got to change the fluid, keep it nice and clean. That is the key. That is how you get a long life out of these. And if you have the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder paired with this transmission, and you keep the fluid clean in the transmission, you've got a pair right there, an engine and transmission pair that'll last you a lifetime. That is a good engine. Now the 2-liter EcoBoost, depending on the year model, is also a very good engine. And the 1.6 has its quirks, but overall it's not bad. All right, guys, well, I hope this video helps. If you've got any questions, post them below. Either me or other people will answer them. I've also got a Facebook and Discord group that you can join and ask questions there. All right, take it easy. Bye-bye.